is this thing on because we are about to film. So I'm gonna just start doing my makeup. Oh god, oh my brush is just keep falling. They keep falling. Yeah, I hope you guys cannot hear Alec in the background. He has like his little music thing going. So first I'm gonna start off with the Burton Beats Pomegranate Moisturizing Lip. Do I like it? I don't think so, but my sister said it's like amazing. So ew. My sister swears by this. Me, on the other hand, I don't know if I like it, but she told me to try it. So this video is basically just gonna be like a life update and all that type of jazz. Is really not like a full-on get ready with me video, but I'm gonna show you guys everything I have and why I've been gone away. Don't look at me, I'm ugly. Okay, so for moisturizing, I'm gonna use the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Gel Cream, and it's like this. So I'm gonna just put that all over my face, and then I'm gonna use my Marabadasco eye cream, right? So before I left YouTube, I was like, oh, I'm gonna make holiday videos and whatnot, right? So then Alec, if some of you guys are new to this channel, I have a 5-month-old. So he got like a little cough and all that, and the thing about babies is that they get sick really they get sick really fast, and there's really nothing you could give them because their immune system isn't built up yet. I'm using an eyeshadow primer. It's from NYX. So their immune system isn't built up and there's really nothing you could give them. So we went to the hospital and whatnot, and they're like, oh, it'll go away on its own, don't worry about it. It's a little cough that everybody's getting and whatever. So then maybe 2 more weeks went by, he still had this cough. So for my brows, I'm doing the same thing as always. Everything will be listed down below as what I'm doing. So he still had this cough and whatever, and it was more like a dry cough, so it wasn't like a anymore. It was like John was changing his diaper, and I noticed that he had like a little swelling or like a ball type thing on his left side over here. So it was like down here, and I noticed that it was like swollen, and I told John, I'm like, hey, does this look normal to you? And he was like, oh, that's just because he's chunky and whatever. And my mom instinct was like, no, you know, this is not normal, there's something wrong. So John kind of tried to like brush it off and try to be all, you know, it's just in your head type thing, but I really couldn't. So that same night we took him to the emergency room, and they were like, well, yeah, we do see some swelling there. We're gonna send you guys to get a ultrasound done. But turns out the ultrasound is in there at 11 at night, and we got to the emergency room like around 9ish, so it wasn't there. So we ended up leaving and going back the next morning, and that's when they like saw it, and they're like, yeah, it looks a bit more swollen than it did. They're touching it and everything, and he cries every single time they touch it. So, you know, me being a mom, is like, it hurts that he's crying, but I know that the doctors are doing it because they want to physically know, because they really want to touch it to make sure it is what it is. Where is my reference? Oh. They admitted him into the hospital and all that, and basically put him on antibiotics to see if it fights it on its own. And they have like different stages of antibiotics. So him being only 4.5 months, almost 5 months, so him being like around that time, they really isn't anything they could do. They could just try to do other, there really isn't anything to give a baby, first of all, but there kind of is. You know what I'm saying? Like, they recommend not to give a baby things, but I'm making no sense, to be honest. But there are things that could help them, but there really isn't, I guess you could say. Give them antibiotics, and then they make us get like, they tell us what it is, and basically it is an abscess. I hope I'm saying that right. If not, I will leave it below what it was exactly. So basically it's like a pimple thing. It was an infection. I'm like sweating monkey balls because the heater's right there. So basically it was an infection that tried to fight itself, but then it got like fluid in it and it made it hard, so it really wasn't letting the first antibiotic really get in there to take it out and whatever. This was going on. They were like, surgery is the last resort. It's a small surgery, it's not like a big surgery, but it's a surgery. So they're like, that is the last resort that we're gonna go to, but we really don't want to do it. So they were putting like little heat pads on it to make the swelling go down, to see if there was like an opening for them to just stick, like squeeze it out and whatever. So that really wasn't happening, which kind of sucked. So then it was getting bigger by the day, the swelling. I just say baby veins are the hardest thing to find. Like, there's no way to get an IV in there because they're just so little, and they have like such little veins that it's real hard watching a baby get pricked a whole bunch of times and them not being able to find a good enough vein to stick the IV. So that sucked a lot because, you know, again, me as a mom, I don't want to see my child in pain, and especially seeing them just like poking him, and him, like, he's a trooper. Like, he's like the strongest little guy I know. So after the swelling was still there, they actually send in like another team in there to stick in a needle in the little swelling thing to see if they could take out any fluid, to make sure he's on the right antibiotic and all that. So the night before actually that happened, they switched him to a different antibiotic because they felt like the first one really wasn't doing anything, so they wanted like a little bit more stronger, so they switched it. I'm gonna just put this all over my lid. So they switched it and whatever. So they came, they didn't inject him, they stuck a needle in him, and they were able to pull out like what exactly, they were able to pull out some of the stuff that was in there. That way they could take it down to labs, run it to make sure the antibiotic he's on now is working, and, you know, to see what kind of bacteria this was. So after that happened, we had to wait until the next day in order for them to tell us anything like what was going on. So the next day they come in and they tell us, they're like, okay, so the antibiotic he's on now is actually killing the bacteria, but it is a strong bacteria. It is a strong bacteria that could go away on its own with the antibiotics. So that was good that, you know, they were able to basically name the bacteria and see what could actually get rid of it. So then they said that they were gonna set an operation for like the next day in case it doesn't go down. That way, like that, we already have that set. And so the next day it didn't go down and whatever. So they're like, yeah, we're gonna proceed with the operation. But you know, when you get operated at 12 o'clock, you're not allowed to eat, and it kind of, well, because he was getting this operation, it's like, I am the mother. I'm supposed to give my child food. I'm never supposed to neglect food for him. His operation wasn't until the afternoon. So neglecting food for him for those hours were like the worst hours for me, that just felt like a horrible mother, because I am his mom. I'm not supposed to neglect food from him or anything. That was the toughest thing that I had to do, but again, it was for his own good. Alec is used to drinking water, so I asked the nurses, I'm like, can I give him like at least water? Because I know for adults when they get operated, they're able to, you know, only have water, not have food. His operation was only like 20 to 25 minutes, and they said basically the longest process would just be him waking up. So they did put him to sleep, and that was kind of nerve-wracking. So it was me and John, and while all that was going on, we really didn't touch each other or anything. We were just sitting together and hoping time went by fast. So he came out the operating. Oh my god, it looks so orange. I don't think this matches me. Do I look crazy? So, I mean, it looks orange there, but in my mirror it's like not orange. I guess we'll see after. So, oh my god, it looks so orange. This is like annoying now. Okay, bye. So he came on, they're like, alright, it was a success. We took out a lot of pus that he had in there, a lot of buildup. So just wait here until they bring him out, and then you guys will go to the recovery room. So that's exactly what they did. And him being my child, he kind of took a while to wake up. Like, he'll wake up and then he'll go back to sleep, but they need them to like be fully awake in order for them to take you back upstairs. And I'm a Oompa Loompa. Perfect. Perfect. He's like, mom, shit. So once he woke up, you know, him being my child, he disconnected his heart monitors. They were measuring like how his pulse was doing, and him being him and being able to touch things, right, Crazy? Yeah. Him being able to touch things, he like disconnected, and I was like, oh, like John, that's how you know he's our child. So after he recovered and everything, they took us back upstairs, and they're like, if everything goes good, you guys are gonna be able to go home tomorrow. And me and John were like, yes, because you know Christmas was that weekend. And yeah, that's where I basically been at, taking care of my kid. And you know, I'm kind of sad that I wasn't able to do holiday looks or anything, but it all happens for a reason. And if anybody knows, you know, your kid's health comes before anything. So I know some of you guys are like, oh well, how did he get it and all that. So basically what they said is that maybe there was a tiny, like really tiny cut right here under his, you know, under his old chin, and that is where it went in, right there, and that is where it went in through, and you know, basically developed. There's really not an answer because we don't even know how it got there. We don't know how long it's been there. We just noticed that they got swelled, and they're like that it could have gotten a lot worse, so we didn't take him to the hospital for them to clean it. I have like a hair on my nose. Whenever you're doing something, wash your hands as soon as you're done with that, because there's a lot of germs out there, and they're very vulnerable because their immune system isn't even built up yet. So yeah, that's basically where I've been at. I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of quick get ready with me looking like an Oompa Loompa. Sorry about the lighting. It's literally just natural lighting and a curtain in the back because I'm bougie. But this is Alec. I call him Halec. This is Alec now, and he's 5 months old. Aren't you crazy? He's 5 months old, and we're gonna start doing mommy videos, so we have to go film that one up. Oh my god, I forgot highlighter. He's doing a lot better, as you guys can see, and he has just a little tiny scar over here, but they said since he'll grow out of it, and the scar would literally become super tiny. So yeah, this is him. Oh, you want to talk? So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you're gonna go to Generation Beauty, because we would be in California for that weekend. So he's about to take his first airplane trip, being so tiny, but he'll be on it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you if you're still subscribed. It means a lot to me. And I'll catch you out. I bit myself. I'll catch you on my next video. Bye. Say bye. 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 Say bye. Yeah, with your hand. Bye. Okay. Just want to say bye.